Hi, can I help you with something today? You're new to this library? Wonderful. How have you been so far? How do you like the library? It's nice. Yes, this library, I've only started here about 3 years ago, but I know this library has been around for at least 50 years now. It's definitely a treasure. Are you new to town? I don't think I've seen you before. You are new. That's wonderful. Are you just kind of visiting? I see. You're visiting town. That's awesome that your family lives here. Well, we have this beautiful library here anytime you ever want to come visit town, so more than happy to welcome you in. Well, it seems like you're looking for possibly to make a library card or to check out some books. You kind of need a little bit of help looking for specific books. Not a problem. Well, this is what I'm here for. It's nice to meet you. My name's Miss Pearl. I'm going to help you out today, so you can go ahead and grab a seat there if you'd like. Up to you. I have my catalog already opened up, so do you have any specific kind of books that you're looking for? You're looking for some chapter books for yourself and some children books for your daughter too? Okay, wonderful. Then let's actually start with our catalog here. And you can find this in any of our catalog when you go to our catalog.org. Just make sure you use the slash and put our city name in there as well. So you can search by keyword, title, the author, series title, subject, call number, ISBN, or the publication date. And you can always find even ebooks nowadays just because everything is electronic. You could also find physical copies. You can specify what kind of copies you're looking for. And obviously, once you find them in the catalog, you can see if they're available in our current library or our partnering library within the city. Yeah, so honestly, you can find everything. And this is also an app, which is really nice. We've just rolled that out, I think about a month ago. And it has even chat support and everything that you can ask. So you may not even need to look through the catalog. You could probably just ask the chat AI box, and it basically tells you exactly what you're looking for. I know, the world of AI is it's revolutionary. It's fast, but it's definitely very helpful now. But I'm going to be here to help you out. So I know you said that you're looking for some books for your daughter. Is she perhaps into animals specifically? And before I ask, how old is she? She's 4. Okay, so that's kind of, I have a niece that's 4, so she's super into animals. She's kind of learning all the kind of scientific names as well about them. So she may be into some animal books. Let's see if there's any in our category. I'm sure there's plenty. And is she at the moment familiar with reading any words, or are you looking for alphabets? A lot of specific kind of books that we can find. Right now, I'm guessing she's looking for something very simple, right? Okay. So I have this one here. This book is just called Animals, very simple. We have 2 copies right now at the moment, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and copy the area of where it's located. That way you can go ahead and look this up on your own as well when you go look for it, or I could help you assist. Okay, and then I know this one's a very popular one right here, Animals. It's one of those alphabetical ones that essentially gives you every alphabet and the animals with it. This is a very popular one if you're open to looking at that. Go ahead and copy the ISBN number as well. And one of them is checked out right now, but we seem like we have at least one of our loose copies if you're interested in that. Do you know specifically if she likes a specific animal? I can also look for that as well. She's really into rabbits. Okay, let me take a look. Sure, if I type rabbit something will come out. Perfect. This is a really great resource right here. There's a book called Rabbit. Seems like this is on IOW. And let me just label this to make sure I have everything in order. Okay. Wonderful. And it seems, I know usually we're getting actually a new shipment of books possibly next Friday, depending. And I know a really huge order we've made in our county is a lot of our children's books. So if you are going to be around then, we would love for you to swing by, especially with a lot of these children books. I know we have books from probably as old as the 80s or 70s, but we're trying to upgrade those books and, you know, not to, of course, abandon them. We're going to have a donation box as well, but to at least give life to some of our newer books that we're trying to add into our inventory. Okay, and I also know we have some DVDs. I'm not sure if you also use those as well. You want to see if you can borrow a DVD as well? Okay, so we have a DVD here. It's called Peter the Rabbit. Okay, and we do have 2 discs on file right now. All of them are going to be in the D aisle for DVDs. Makes it easy for everyone. So we have so far 3 animal books that I've saved for you, and we've reserved it. So after this, we'll go ahead and take a walk and just see what kind of books that we have on the shelf. If not, I have some other recommendations for you. And then we have 1 DVD reserved for you as well. All right, so anything else? I know we have an e-website as well. You can borrow ebooks, and once you go down in the catalog, there's a drop-down menu on the far left. This is ebooks, and you can find audiobooks as well. And these are also wonderful, of course, because all you need to do is, once you have your account, you log into our library page, and you can take a preview at some of the books, just kind of like a regular library, and then decide whether you want to download it on your computer. So once you have your library card, you can download it, and it'll ask for your PIN, and that way you can download it on your book or on your laptop and be able to use it that way. I think it's such a great way, especially nowadays with younger parents. I've noticed they have a big screen at home, and instead of using a physical book, I've seen them even project it out, which is kind of funny. It's kind of like a presentation, but such a creative way to get your children involved instead of watching TV, having them read a book through the TV. So there's so many ways to essentially do it. But this is what the preview looks like. You can kind of see the illustration and the sample of the book. And then this is an origami book, so it gives you directions on specifically what those origami shapes will look like in those folds. So just like the ebooks also have, a return date. Typically it's about 80 days, so about 2 months and a half. But if you want to renew, you can just come back or use the online portal to extend the date, and you can extend it for another 30 days if you'd like. Typically that's the longest we will let anybody, borrow a book. And if there is somebody else that's waiting for that book or has that book on hold, you will just kind of have to give up your place and then you'll be able to borrow it after them. So some of our popular books have a little bit of a waiting period, but typically if it's like a children book and we have a lot of them, you really won't have a waiting period, but just keep that in mind. Yeah. And I'll also write this all down for you. That way you can just remember how many days you have. All right, so I know you said you wanted to look at some chapter books. Do you have a specific genre of chapter books that you're looking for? I see. So you kind of like philosophical books about life, about learning about your purpose. You're just like me. Okay, so let me take a look and see what kind of books that we have. And let me see, I'm gonna go to the adult materials and see if there's any philosophy books. Of course, a lot of these philosophy books are going to be different depending on, are you looking for a nonfiction or just a general book about philosophy? Oh, do you currently study philosophy at school? That's wonderful. Then that'll be an expertise for you. All right, so we have this book. I know it's been super popular ever since. At the moment, we don't have anybody holding this book. So let me just take a very quick look at this. I will save this for you. Philosophy. Okay, and then you said that you also wanted something that was a little bit of nonfiction. Okay, so let me take a look. Our bestseller, I call it bestseller, is our Open-Minded book by Chloe Seeker. This is extremely popular to a lot of our female readers, but of course, applicable to many. And it's a little bit about relationships and friendships and essentially, describing about her experiences, but I heard it's such a compelling read. Yeah. So if you're looking for something like that, that might be kind of specifically what you'd be interested in. And I would just make sure I hold this for you in case you want to go take a look. Oh, I heard this is also a very good book as well. This one is, let me see, Nobody is Ever Missing. You heard about this book? Wonderful. I know this has been something that I have been kind of putting on my list of things to read over the summer, and I've just never kind of got to it, but I want to make sure. I know there's so many books out there nowadays. I feel like when I get back home from work, I just don't have enough time to be reading, but definitely want to make more time to just read and make sure I dedicate enough time. Yeah. Yeah, this one is, it seemed like the genre is kind of psychological fiction. It's not a nonfiction, if that changes anything, but it's a little bit of a thriller. It's within the action and adventure section. And right now, in our library, we have 2 hardcovers, and we also down the street have some additional covers as well. So I will save the ISBN number for you as well to just make sure that you can find it. And all of our fiction and nonfiction books are over there in that section, they will all be labeled as N or NF for fiction and nonfiction. So, I'm sorry, F or NF. Getting my letters confused. So, I will give you just a quick moment. You can actually take my seat and feel free to go through the catalog. You can also use some of our open computers, but I know right now we haven't made you a card yet, so we'll go ahead and do that next. That way you know exactly what books you're going to be picking out. We'll check them out for you, and I'll go ahead and help you make a card. Does that sound okay? All right, awesome. I'm going to get up and you can feel free to use this seat. Were you able to get everything that you wanted? Wonderful. Okay, so let me go ahead and help you just check out. But before I do that, I just want to make sure. Let me get your name. Okay, and this is used for our library card as well. I know right now our system to actually sign up for the library card, ironically, is down, so I have to write everything on paper. Okay, and let me just get a phone number that works well for you. 31, okay. Okay, and then in good email. Okay, and then let me take a look. And you said that you currently don't live here, so we're just gonna check the box that you're outside the city. Okay, and then let me just see. Are you looking for a physical card? I mean, there's really both ways. I could still give you a physical card. Some people just like to use their app. You'd like to use a physical card, okay? And I'll go ahead and check that box. All right, and then if you could just sign here real quick. I'll give you the pen over here. You could just sign here to just make sure that you've kind of read all the agreement. Again, feel free to look at the terms and condition. But yeah, it'll just be a quick sign. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and input this information. And then just make sure that I have everything here so that I can transfer it to our system. Wonderful, so I just got your information down. And let me go ahead and make this card for you. We've kind of changed our library card to blue. I know last year we had an orange one, but this year it's blue, so that's kind of nice. All right, so this one is, I'm just gonna put this aside, make sure everything's good. Just you have to give it one quick swipe to make sure it's registered. Okay, so that's your card here. Let me go ahead and give this back to you. Okay, let me go ahead and check out some of the books that you are looking for. And I also want to make sure that you have received your downloadable ebooks on your app as well. So in the meantime, if you want to go ahead and get your phone out, you can just download our app. And then just make sure that you have the app with the interface that has the downloadable books. And once I add this into the system, in about a few seconds, you'll have the downloading app icon and it'll download it right into your catalog. It's very immediate nowadays. It's super quick. So in the meantime, I'll go ahead and scan some of the books for you. Oh, this is a wonderful read here. I know my husband, he definitely loved reading this book. So I'm just going to make sure in here that it doesn't have any writings. We have had a couple people write on some of our books, and we just want to make sure that that's not the case for our current books right now. All right, so there was a random picture of a couple there, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. All right. Okay, this is all set. This is a classic book by Charles Dickens. This one looks like it actually has a bookmark on it, so I'm going to take this out for now. Just want to make sure there's no writings in the book. Okay, it seems all good. And it looks like this one actually comes in a couple series, so you may be able to collect some of the different books that are, in this series. I know my friend also was obsessed with this series for a little bit, so she told me that this is one of those books that you just can't put down. So yeah, maybe you'd be interested in reading some of the series. Okay, so I am just gonna go ahead and scan your library card again, just to make sure that I have everything in your system. Okay, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and add those children's book for you. And you said that you wanted 2 of the first copies, right? The hard copies. Okay. So if you go ahead and check your app, you should have your download happening right now. And probably within the next 5 minutes, you should be able to see your books on your app. And the great thing is, as long as you have your library card and you've identified your PIN, did you already create a PIN yet? You haven't? Okay. What would you like your PIN to be? Okay, it has to be a 5-digit. All right, wonderful. So I got your PIN, and that is going to be saved. So since it's been saved into your system, whenever you go on our catalog again, our website, just put your library card on. Your library card is right at the front. Put your library card, put your PIN in, and you should be able to log in. And if you ever need help, we have a little chat inbox on this corner. See that blue corner right here? You can click on the chat box, and some people even forget their PIN, so you can reset your PIN here. If you ever need to, as I said, look for a specific book, you can look for specific books here as well. And reserve them ahead of time. And also, I know this is your first time here, so I wanted to give you a bookmark. You can give this to your daughter as well. It's a little cookie bookmark. I'll just add this into your books. All right, and here is your library card as well, so I'll just keep this here for you. There you go. And again, we do have a drop box outside, so I know you said you're only here for a little bit, so if you're back in town again and you're ready to return it, you can drop it in that box at any time, even though we're not open, Awesome. Yeah, it was so nice meeting you. Hopefully you can come by and visit us again in the future. Yeah. Sounds good. You take care. Bye bye.